So we have all been there, lying awake on the bed with sleepless nights, racing minds, endless thoughts, procrastinations. So let's be honest, there's always so much on our minds, always, which keeps our mind busy all the time, like career, studies, relationships, family expectations, and whatnot. But what if we could see overthinking from a completely different perspective? So here's the twist. Instead of treating it like a villain in our lives, I want to talk to you about the advantages of overthinking. Yes, you heard that right. There are perks of overthinking. Hello everyone, welcome back to Overthinking Wallflower, where we turn mental chaos to emotional harmony. Okay, so very quickly, let me clarify what we mean by overthinking. It's a state where you often find yourself lost in some kind of a thought. कभी आप खुद के एक्शंस को या कभी किसी और के एक्शंस को एनालाइज कर रहे होते हो, आउटकम को एनालाइज कर रहे होते हो, किसी इंसिडेंट को, किसी कॉन्वर्सेशन को या किसी बिहेवियर को बार बार अपने माइंड में रीप्ले कर रहे होते हो, उसको हर डायरेक्शन से फिगर आउट कर रहे होते हो, ये हुआ तो क्यों हुआ, कैसे हुआ, एट्सेट्रा एट्सेट्रा. वरिंग अबाउट फ्यूचर, लाइक आप किसी फ्यूचर में होने वाली कोई बात जो कि शायद हो भी नहीं, आप उसको लेके चिंता कर रहे होते हो, आप उसके लिए स्ट्रेस्ड होते हो कि ये होगा तो कैसे होगा, कैसे करूँगी मैं, फिर ये हो गया तो क्या होगा, अलॉट एक्चुअली. And you know, it is very easy for people to tell you कि stop overthinking, just let it go. ना क्यों ओवर एनालाइज कर रही है कोई सिचुएशन को, किसी ने कुछ बोल दिया तो बोल दिया, कर दिया तो कर दिया, you just lead your life the way you do and इतना कुछ होता नहीं है. But sometimes it is not just in our hands. There are 10 other ways how you can stop or overcome overthinking. But कई लोगों के लिए पॉसिबल हो भी जाता है उन तरीक़ों से, बट कई लोगों के साथ नहीं हो सकता. सो एक्चुअली इंस्टेड ऑफ क्रिबिंग अबाउट इट कि हम ओवर थिंक कर रहे हैं, इसकी वजह से हमारी लाइफ मिजरेबल हो रही है, आई फील उसको हम एक पॉजिटिव साइड पे देखना चाहिए. हाउ दे से लुक एट द सिल्वर लाइनिंग. सो आई फील दिस इज़ व्हाट आई हैव डन इन माई लाइफ. मैं ओवर थिंकिंग स्टॉप नहीं कर पा रही थी एंड आई एक्चुअली यूज्ड इट टू माई एडवांटेज, एंड आई फील इट विल बी बेनिफिशियल फॉर यू ऑल्सो. अगर आप ओवर थिंकिंग बंद नहीं कर पा रहे हो या कम नहीं कर पा रहे हो, सो एक्चुअली अगर आप इसको थोड़ा दूसरे पर्सपेक्टिव से देखना स्टार्ट करोगे तो इट विल एक्चुअली हेल्प you in your life. And I know it can be very exhausting for our minds, but it doesn't always have to be a negative thing. Overthinking जो हम सबको काफ़ी एक burden लगती है अपनी लाइफ में, but let me tell you, अगर हम इसे थोड़ा सा tweak कर दे तो हम इसका काफ़ी ज़्यादा फ़ायदा उठा सकते हैं अपनी लाइफ में. This is for everyone, especially if you are in the age group of 18 to 35 and you overthink and you are struggling somewhere in your career, relationship, life choices, and in life in general. So let's flip the script of overthinking. Okay, so first things first, if you are an overthinker, there is a very strong possibility that you have a very analytical mind. And that's actually a superpower, because when you are overthinking, you are essentially breaking down every little detail. You're considering all the possible outcomes, considering all angles. Sure, it can be exhausting, but it also means you are a great problem solver. Like think about it, कितनी बारी ऐसा होता है कि आप किसी चीज़ को बहुत ज़्यादा ओवरथिंक कर रहे होते हो और आप उसको इतना ज़्यादा एनालाइज कर चुके होते हो कि आपको एक्चुअली उसका पोटेंशियल प्रॉब्लम पता चल जाता है जो आगे अकर हो सकता है. वेदर इट्स अ प्रोजेक्ट और अ प्रेजेंटेशन दैट यू आर वर्किंग ऑन, और इट कैन बी अ ट्रिकी सिचुएशन जिसमें आप फंस सकते हो या आपका फ्रेंड फंस सकता है. लाइफ में कई बार ऐसी सिचुएशंस होती हैं जहाँ पे आपको पता होता है कि ये चीज़ आपके सामने आ सकती है एंड आपको इसको आंसर करना पड़ेगा, इसको फेस करना पड़ेगा. सो यू आर एक्चुअली एंटिसिपेटिंग ऑल द पॉसिबल प्रॉब्लम्स और आप उसके लिए प्रिपेयर हो सकते हो वेल इन एडवांस. Another advantage of overthinking is it makes you extra prepared. So imagine planning a trip and your friends who usually don't overthink that much will just pack the luggage, book a ticket, book a hotel room, and they are ready to go. But not for us overthinkers. We are checking everything. हम weather forecast check कर रहे होते हैं, हम list बना रहे होते हैं कि हम ये भूल नहीं जाएं, हमें वहाँ की लिस्ट पता होती है कि हमें वहाँ पे ये चीज़ें ज़रूरत पड़ेंगी. वेदर के अकॉर्डिंग हम अपने कपड़े पैक कर रहे होते हैं. बहुत रेयर ऐसा होता है कि हम वहाँ जाके हमें रियलाइज़ होता है कि अरे हम ये तो भूल गए. नॉट जस्ट प्लानिंग, हमारे माइंड में हर वो चीज़ चल रही होती है जो आगे जाके गलत हो सकती है. ट्रेन लेट हो गई तो, ट्रेन मिस हो गई तो, व्हाट इफ वी लूज आवर लगेज and what not. And not just while planning a trip, आप अपनी लाइफ में भी थोड़े एक्स्ट्रा प्रिपेयर्ड हो सकते हो, बिकॉज आप काफ़ी वर्स्ट केस सिनेरियो प्लान करके ऑलरेडी चल रहे होते हो. एंड बाय डूइंग दिस, नॉट ओनली यू आर हेल्पिंग योर सेल्फ, बट that actually makes you a very valuable friend. And that is not called being paranoid, it is about being ready for any kind of worst case scenarios. Did you know overthinking can also boost your creativity? So if you're an overthinker, channelize your thoughts to a positive direction where you are not thinking about negative scenarios only, but you're exploring new ideas in your respective creative field. And believe me, best writers, best artists, even entrepreneurs these days are overthinkers. They are constantly imagining scenarios, what if situations, where they are exploring multiple aspects of their whatever creative aspects or business. And this kind of mental exercise can give a creative breakthrough to a lot of artists these days. So every time you find yourself overthinking about negative scenarios only, just stop yourself consciously and try to channelize it towards more productive thoughts, and write down all these thoughts, make it more structured, and possibly create a video like that, or just record whatever ideas are coming on your mind and start working towards it. And you might be surprised by the kind of creativity that is hiding behind all this overthinking. Now let's talk about my most favorite advantage, and that is empathy. Overthinkers often have higher emotional intelligence, and they often think about what others might be feeling, and they are usually so generous, so careful about others' feelings also. We are the usually first one to notice if someone is feeling left out in a group, or we remember to check in on a friend who was not actually feeling very themselves last week, and they were feeling low. We feel things deeply, and that allows us to feel others' feelings also feel very deeply. And for some reasons, if you feel you are not that empathetic, try to think deeply about others' feelings also, how others function, and sometimes if they do something, so you can actually analyze why did they do that, where are they coming from, do they have any kind of trauma, and you can just be generous in life. This will make all of us a better person in our lives, and this will make this place a better place to live in. This might surprise you a bit because I know thoda contrary ho jayega to popular belief, but overthinkers are actually a good decision maker. And by a good decision maker, I don't mean they make a decision very quickly, but what I mean is they weigh every pros and cons, they see every possible outcome, they see every possible thing that can actually go wrong, and then make a decision, because you are likely to make a well informed choice and decision in your life, and you don't just jump into something without considering all the risks and everything that can actually go wrong with that decision of yours in your life or in others. I know sometimes it takes a lot of time for you to make a decision. Sometimes actually आपको बहुत push करना पड़ता है खुद को किसी decision बनाने के लिए, because sometimes if you feel that this is occupying too much of your space in your mind, then you start to procrastinate. But I feel it's better to not just sit on it and channelize your thoughts more productively again, and make a list of all the pros and cons. And that is how I make my decisions in life. This is what my process is, and I feel if you actually do that and you make this a habit in your life, it will not just only help you, but it will also make you a go-to person for everyone who is struggling to make a decision in their life. So last but definitely not the least, I think overthinking makes you very self-aware, because you're constantly thinking about your actions, you are reflecting on your behavior, how you reacted, how you acted. You're constantly thinking about the choices you have made in your life and the things that have happened to you. While this can be sometimes extremely overwhelming for you, this makes you very self-critical, self-aware, because you are actually noticing your own shortcomings. And if all of us who are an overthinkers start working on these things, on these shortcomings, it will help all of us in learning about life and ourselves better. I feel अगर आप self aware होते हो, आप खुद को बहुत अच्छे से जानते हो, तो बहुत सारी चीज़ें आपके लिए लाइफ में ईजी हो जाती है, because you understand your process, you understand how you function better, you figure out what works for you, what doesn't, what makes you happy, what doesn't make you happy. आपने अगर किसी सिचुएशन में इस तरीके से रिएक्ट किया एंड दैट इट डिडंट वर्क फॉर यू, तो नेक्स्ट टाइम आपको उसी सिचुएशन को कैसे डील करना है. So overthinking pushes you to question yourself, and in this process it helps you to grow and become a better person. And isn't that what life is all about? Growing, learning, and becoming a better version of yourself every day. So, next time, whenever you find yourself stuck in a roller coaster of your own thoughts, just remind yourself that it is your superpower. It makes you analytical, empathetic, creative, thoughtful, and prepared for your life. It's all about channelizing your thoughts in a right direction and finding a balance. Yes, there are times where we all feel overwhelmed with our thoughts and we need to quiet our minds, but there are also the times when we can use these thoughts to our own advantage. So let me know in the comments below if you are an overthinker and how you have used it to your advantage. And I hope this video will help you to see overthinking in a completely different light. I am a constant reminder in your life that it's not about changing who you are, but accepting it and embracing yourself in any situation. So for that, please like, share, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video very soon. Bye.